Hi guys, I'm Mike.
And I'm Stephen.
And this is F1 Fanatics. Welcome back to the F1 podcast. The podcast where we talk about Formula One for an unspecified amount of time, and it is the only place in the world where you can hear F1 spoken about ever.
Yes.
Other podcasts are available.
Yes. The F1 podcast.
The F1 podcast. Well, we've got some news to round up. We got a Jonty's question. We got some other sporting Formula One drivers and a kind of little update on them as well.
I wonder who it could be.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm wearing this top.
That is weird. Anyway, let's jump into the news.
Okay, we'll jump onto the news. Stephen!
Which mainly is teams were slowly getting to pre-season F1 2021 with teams announcing launch dates for their new 2021 challengers or defenders.
I'm already disappointed by Alpine.
They haven't launched yet, okay? It's not final.
I can't get behind the logo.
Okay. They haven't announced their launch date
Fernando deserves better.
Okay. Anyway, let's start with the defenders who announced 2 days ago, probably. I think they announced Monday. Not important. They're launching the 2nd of March.
They're launching the 2021 championship winning car.
Yes. It's going to be fantastic.
To see what it's going to look like.
Will they go back to the silver arrows, or will they stick with their newly acquired black livery?
Ooh. Ah.
Who knows?
Who knows indeed.
Alfa Romeo have already said their launch date. That was the February the 22nd. I think they're not the first, because we have McLaren post Valentine's 15th of February launch date.
Woo, McLaren!
There we go. That was a bit of a mouthful that I made a mess of. There we go. So McLaren 15th of Feb, Alfa Romeo 22nd of Feb, Mercedes 2nd of March. So far, 7 to go.
Incredible.
Including the fantastic
But
Alpine.
let's be honest, everyone's waiting for Ferrari to see some exciting dances again.
No, they can't do that now.
Oh no, COVID.
COVID, yeah.
Oh, they did it in Mugello, though.
Yeah, but for car launch, it's going to have to be very compact, right?
I don't know, it's Ferrari.
Yeah, good point.
That aspect. So yeah, there's the car launches. What should we do next? Should we do Jonty's question next?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no other news. Sorry, Hamilton still hasn't been announced, but it's probably going to be announced. And yeah,
I heard that Haas were having. I don't know if this was legit or not. That Haas, seen as I'm wearing the short, were having troubles fitting the 2021 engine into the car.
Yeah, classic Haas issues. We should little mention to Virtual GP that started again. I think how many actual F1 drivers were in it?
I think maybe 3.
Of who?
There were Russell.
No, he wasn't in it.
I know. Albon.
He's not an F1 driver. I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure there weren't actually any F1 drivers in it. But the Fittipaldi shone for Haas, including Enzo, who won the race.
It's the only race Haas are going to win this season.
So, wait.
Hey, Enzo.
Haas Otmar was Alfa Romeo, wasn't he? But Enzo won the first virtual Grand Prix.
Well done.
There we go.
Well done, Enzo Fittipaldi.
Special
be interesting to see whether Pietro is announced in another single-seater series in the coming weeks. But yes, moving on to Jonty's question.
Yep.
It is he was saying with Carlos and Lando, the talks of them being such great teammates and like performance together and how they did it. Because let's be honest, it was probably their performance and unified ability that got them to third in the Constructors, who have been the best teammates over the last 30 years. So we took that as a combined winning partnership, who have been the best teammates over there.
To drive a team to success.
And also had team harmony to an extent. So we were ruling out Rosberg, Hamilton and Webber, Vettel.
Yes.
Even though they were vastly successful.
Yes.
We thought we'd keep friendly side. We weren't sure whether he was talking about kind of duos as in bromances or whether he's talking performance on track. So we're gonna be serious. We're gonna have performance on track.
This is the F1 podcast and we talk about serious matters.
This is always serious. This podcast is never a joke.
Never.
No.
Super duper serious here.
Super serious.
Yes.
Super duper. But yes, so we've gone with 5. And then we may pick one or we may just go, you pick one.
Pick one.
We may shirk responsibility.
Go on, you pick one.
You pick one. But right. Contender number 1. I'm going to let it go to Stephen because, he's one of his favourite drivers in Formula 1 currently.
Yes, that is, of course, my man, my hero, my inspiration, Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. Valtteri obviously carrying the team on his shoulders and Lewis a great support act, and the combination together has created a winning formula for the team and for the driver.
It's really nice that Lewis Hamilton, just casually picks up those championships.
Yeah.
For Bottas, because Bottas is
Bottas only has so many arms.
Yeah.
He has 2, I think, and he can only hold. Well, 1 trophy is probably too much for him, so that's why Lewis has had to hold more.
Yes, because
all of them.
Lewis also has 2 arms, but just are more capable of holding more trophies. Yes. Yeah. But anyway, Lewis Hamilton and Bottas, they've been incredibly successful. There, you could probably argue that Rosberg and Hamilton were more thing, but as a team, in terms of efficiency and just
harmony,
getting on with it,
there isn't like a bromance between them, or obviously not from the outside. You can't really tell there's a bromance there, but they work well together and as a team. And that's why Mercedes are just so dominant.
They're an incredibly effective partnership.
Yeah.
Number 2 is going on to the other dominant pairing on this list, and that is Michael Schumacher and Rubens Barrichello. Rubens, very talented, a bit like Bottas, impressed in his career before heading to the big team and having to live most of life in the shadow of his...
Whoa, Bottas isn't in the shadow.
Okay, yeah, sorry. No, being in the shadow, but not in the shadow of their more successful teammate in terms of championship.
Yeah.
Not in terms of ability.
That, calculation of championships, hold that.
That's not how you classify F1 drivers. But yeah, obviously between 2000 and 2004, incredibly successful, that resulted in the FIA having to change tyre regulations to basically stop them winning.
Yes. Yeah.
Mercedes have been lucky in that aspect that Bernie Ecclestone hasn't been in charge in these later years, because I have no doubt he would have probably come up with some sort of plan to stop Mercedes winning.
Yes.
Like he did with Ferrari. But, very successful partnership. Rubens Barrichello and Michael Schumacher, they are contender number 2. Contender number 3, Stephen. Who are you going to go for?
Contender number 3. Okay, so we got three partnerships left. Who do I pick?
Which one of them can I remember?
I've just remembered all 3 of them. And I'm going to go for maybe a surprise entry for some, but Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo.
Yep.
There is a bromance there between the two, And of course, they did what now seems impossible, and that is to have 2 competitive Red Bull seats.
It's impossible. It's not capable.
What the
Everything gets to Max Verstappen. He is the hero. He is the legend. He is the divine entry.
the Defaro of Red Bull Academy Juniors.
I eat album for breakfast. Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
Oh no! Oh no!
To confirm, Max Verstappen isn't a cannibalist, and Alex Albon is healthy,
alive. But yes, we're putting them in there because they go on very well, and they were very competitive. Obviously, Ricciardo did end up suffering heavily from reliability issues, but at the peak, they were incredibly strong partnership.
Yeah.
And they obviously go on very well together.
Yeah, even though they had clashes together on track, it never affected the off-track relationship, and they still have a very good off-track relationship to this day.
Pushed each other hard.
Certainly did. So it's certainly the most successful that Red Bull have been in the hybrid era.
Yes.
Contender number 4, please. That is Mika Hakkinen and DC, David Coulthard. Started in the late 90s together and continued into the early 2000s. Mika obviously won 2 world championships in this time, and I think McLaren got 2 constructors as well, maybe even potentially 3. Not sure. Off the top of my head, should have probably known that one before it kind of happened, but that'll be fun. But anyway, Mika Hakkinen, DC, I think it was a very good partnership. Mika was the star. He was the one challenging with Michael Schumacher all time. And David Coulthard was a superb guy who just supported there, could win races within his own right, but just wasn't that level of the kind of world champion ability to be going with it. But they were a partnership that worked very well together.
Very well together. Yeah.
Apart from Spa 1998.
Well, you know.
It wasn't DC's fault, technically. And he did
end up helping.
He did end up, repaying by taking Michael Schumacher out.
Bam.
The 3-wheeler.
The 3-wheeler.
Michael Schumacher quicker than David Coulthard on 3 wheels.
On 3 wheels.
That just showed how quick Michael Schumacher is. DC, great driver. And obviously he went on to do some cool things with Red Bull. But yeah, there we go, DC.
Some cool things are up.
Don't
want anything but some cool things.
He's won races. Yeah. He's Scottish. So
you have to remember quite far back for those wins. But yes, our final partnership that we are including, maybe another surprise entry. Because obviously another entry that didn't yield championships as such. But that is Checo Perez and Mr. Nico Hulkenberg. Yes, Hulkenberg. He wasn't back. He was just there.
Hulken there.
But yes, they pushed Force India. Obviously, the Silverstone-based team that had no money. Well, they had some money, but before they went into administration. But they
were the original budget F1 until Haas showed up and decided we're going to go budget F1 to a new level.
Yeah. And maybe not worked out the last few years. But yes, they pushed it. They got the best results that the team could have got. A few podiums in there. Not for Nico, but Brazil. 20.
He wasn't even at Force India that time, so you're right. That was 2012.
2012.
Williams. Stab.
No. I'm thinking of Force India. Nico Hulkenberg at Brazil.
He did miss out on opportunities with there, but I don't think it was Brazil. Are you talking about the one that he crashed Hamilton?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 2012.
That.
Oh well. But yes, they were a great partnership. Perez picked up podiums at that time. Nico Hulkenberg didn't, but they drove the team forward, and they were a very successful partnership during that time together. 5 entries on the list. who were the best best teammates in the last 30 years in F1 for you.
We've basically done the last 20 years, so
Yeah.
Jonty's like 600 or something, so that's why he's done last 30 years.
No, we just didn't think that any of the kind of like the Schumacher, Herberts, and was it Senna and Brundle race together? I don't know. Might have done. Potentially. Who knows? I'm potentially going off track here.
The Statsman Oracle will, I'm sure,
Mansell and
tell us more.
I shouldn't have said that because I forgot his name before recording, and so now I've forgotten his name there. Right, there you go. You decide which of the 5 for you. Honourable mention goes to...
Why are you giving an honourable mention?
I don't know. Sebastian and Vettel and Kimi Räikkönen with Ferrari.
What? What?
I don't know. I just thought I'd put it in there.
Just because Kimi wasn't mentioned at all in this video doesn't mean you can chuck him in the honourable mention section. Next thing you'll do, another honourable mention, Alonso and Fisichella. No. On to the final news. Not F1 news, but other news.
Rumours? We were talking about it in IndyCar podcast, which will come out later today. Which is weird because we recorded it before, but actually it's the one that comes out after. Strange.
Not necessary. Explanation.
Okay.
But yes, Haas, we've got Kevin We'll start with Kevin.
Kevin Magnussen made his debut in the Rolex 24. Woo-woo.
Yes.
And he was fighting for the lead. And he is a...
so close winner of the Daytona 24 Rolex.
Tara just making an appearance on the back there. she's just
Didn't even notice.
Passing cats.
But yes, he drove very well. He was partnered with Scott Dixon, 6-time IndyCar champion, and
Lenga van der Zand,
an incredibly strong sports car, probably the driver of the day.
Driver of the 24.
They were 7 minutes away. 7 minutes away. Well, they weren't leading.
From a podium, at least.
Yes, and it looked like they were on a very strong opportunity to take the win. And then they got a late puncture, and that was that.
Yes. That happened.
But they look like a very strong team for the rest of the Inter season. We'll be looking forward to see how Kevin does in fighting for the wins, which I think he also said he was looking forward to doing, just fighting for a win. But yes, that is Kevin in a nutshell before we all break down into tears again.
Is Romain Grosjean's career over? No! It would appear that he will be making his way into IndyCar at least part-time for the 2021 season, where he will be driving for the combined team of Dale Coyne and Rick Ware Racing. If you want to find out more about Romain Grosjean's move to IndyCar, check out the IndyCar podcast out later today.
Bam.
Self-promotion is the best promotion, because if you ain't going to promote yourself, who else going to promote you?
Exactly.
Yeah, that stuff. Check it out. But that pretty much covers it, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, done.
That is about it.
That's it, done. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the F1 podcast discussions and stuff, as usual, random ramblings of what we did there.
Yep.
And nice. So comment down below with the thoughts on everything discussed in the F1 podcast. If you comment, you have to comment on everything. Or don't bother. That's a lie. Comment with whatever you want. Unless it's hate, then don't, because we'll cry. We don't have the mental strength to take it.
No, it's more interaction. It's positive.
Comment anything. Even if it is random letters. Comment anything. We will take your letters. If you're new around here or haven't done so already, what can they do?
You can like, subscribe and ding that bell. But before you do that, you can also join our Discord. And follow our Twitch channel. Which we do mostly daily streams.
Just didn't happen on the Monday this week because of unforeseen circumstances.
About 5 streams a week.
Yeah. Roughly.
Including weekends.
Roughly about 5 a week.
But no!
No!
Unpause.
Ding it!
No. Yes, that was unpause, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Ding it! So for now, UF1 fans, keep racing!